right. Welcome everyone to the Daily HiFi podcast. What is going on? My name is Chana. With me, we've got Joe and we've got Aaron. What is up, fellas?
What's up?
What up?
Oh, yeah.
I have a new water bottle that I don't have to tilt.
Happy
every time
Monday.
I drink. You notice every time I usually have to drink, I have to like go off to the side and take pounds of. It has like a little straw in here.
Oh,
You look cute.
it's fancy. It's fancy.
Thank you,
I go
Angela.
with a glass. I'm drinking water out of a wine glass.
There you
I'm drinking water out of a water bottle. Baller.
You're the fanciest out of us all, Joe.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
What's up? What's new? What's new with you guys? Anything?
Oh,
Wow.
I watched that Spirited movie that you're talking about, Aaron.
Oh, yeah.
I kinda
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was pretty good.
There's some
Like there was a lull for us. There was a lull for like maybe 20 or 30 minutes where it's like, but then it gets
There's-
good again.
you know, of course I don't want to spoil anything, but at a certain point, I'm like, I really like this movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like at a certain point, like you see something, you're like, oh, I like this movie.
Right.
I don't know. It's it's a Christmas movie, I guess. So holiday movie, so all good.
Indeed.
Oh, should we talk about that? The best Christmas movie of all time is,
Oh,
drum roll, please, Die Hard.
Okay. I should have known. I
I wait for it every year.
Yeah.
I already
Die
know.
Hard it is.
Um,
Hello, everyone. Hi,
Yeah, we
all
got
from
people
Netherlands.
from all over the world.
Oh.
Do.
Kevin Master.
That's right. Kevin Master, Jason, Croissant Paul,
Yeah.
Tristan. What's up? Angela Jude is in the house. Oprah Winfrey is here.
You get a car. You get a
Randall.
car. Everybody here today gets a car.
Where's Mike Youthman? I don't know.
Don't know.
He's flying somewhere.
Murdered him.
Is he?
Yeah,
I saw he said that he's doing something.
I don't know.
It's been crazy over here because I've been staying up really late, and then I had to do a calibration early this morning. I got to do a calibration. I didn't have to, but I was happy to have it. But client called me like, "Are you up?" I'm like, "Yep, I'm up now."
I'm here.
Try to clear. Yeah, I didn't just wake up. I was just give me a minute.
Yeah, here. Aaron, it should be you get a sub.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, that's
like
good.
Sub.
You get a sub. Everybody here today gets a sub.
Reach underneath your seat,
Yeah.
or if you didn't notice, you're actually sitting on a subwoofer.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Watch
London in the house.
London.
Yeah.
You guys watch anything cool lately? Anything good?
Chana and I both have watched Wednesday, the series, and we like it.
Oh, yeah.
I
did
watched
see
it with my daughter last weekend. We binge watched it one day. And
I mean, is
liked it.
it a kid show? I wouldn't say it's a
No.
kid show.
No, she's 12. And I think
Okay.
that's like right there, you know?
Yeah. 11, kid, 12.
Yeah.
You can
Adult,
watch
yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah. There was some stuff where I was like, it's pretty
Yeah.
scary, but we were in our house, so it's all right. If I were at the theater, then it'd be a different story.
I mean, for a Netflix movie about, teenager going off to school, like Tim Burton did a great job. I think,
yeah.
with the visually, like everything was pretty awesome. Even like, with the, how she didn't like all the color in her room, and like every time you see the room, it's just like split down the middle. Oh, it was done so well. Well. Yeah.
Yeah, the girl in that show, I'm gonna have to look her up because there's a show that used to be on. It was either Disney, I think it was the Disney Channel, that she starred in. And I'm looking her up right now because all you dads out there may know exactly what I'm talking about. But I used to watch it with my daughter, and it was a good show.
She got the good crazy eyes that I saw in the preview where she's just like
Got big doe eyes.
mm-hmm.
Oh, she was in Elena and
Somebody said stuck in the middle.
Stuck in the middle. That's it. Yeah, she
Anthony
played
Ducks.
like a genius child or something. Yeah, man. I used to love watching that show with my daughter. So when we saw she was part of that, I was like, well, that's cool. So
Jenna Ortega.
There it is. Jenna Ortega.
Uh-huh.
Was that the one? There's a clip I saw on like TikTok where it's like she foreshadowed her role as Wednesday, because in that other show she's like, if we have 7 kids, I'm right in the middle. I'd be Wednesday, and now
That's
she's
funny.
not Wednesday years later.
That's from the show.
Mhm.
Funny. Yeah, that was a good show. Yay. All right, favorite Christmas movies. That's actually a good topic.
What favorite?
We should come back to that. We should wheel back around it. I've got so many that I don't know that I could pick a single favorite.
What's the one that you always watch every year? How about that?
Gosh, dude. But there's
Christmas
so
Story?
many. Well, not. I mean, I like it, but it's like Home Alone, Elf are definitely up there. One I can't watch with my daughter yet would be Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, just because of the language.
Hmm.
But I think Home Alone is a staple, right?
I think
And
we
then
always watched A Christmas Story because it was just on repeat on like
Right.
TBS or something like that all day long. Just be like,
Right.
oh, let's, if we're up late, because sometimes like I'd have to DJ, or like something would happen the day or night before, and like,
Yeah,
whatever's on, we just toss it on.
right.
Angela knows right here.
Always.
That's my choice.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great one. I love
Yeah,
that.
that's ever since I was a kid.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I love that movie. It never gets old. Let's see.
I got some votes for Home Alone.
Streaming?
Polar Express. I haven't really. I don't think I've seen that.
If you watch It's a Wonderful Life again, notice the way he talks. Like, who talks like that now?
Oh, yeah. It's almost like he's a mob guy.
Yeah, right.
Hey.
Yeah, sure.
Nah,
What was what was the banker's guy's name? The bad guy in the movie.
Oh, I don't know. What was his
I'm
name?
Googling it right now. I should know it as many times I've seen that stinking movie.
Yeah,
Mr. Potter.
Mr. Potter. Yeah,
Mr. Potter. Yeah, the dude was a total jerk.
yeah.
Yeah, remember like the pharmacist dude that he worked for like made him deaf in one ear because he like smacking him in the head. Like when he like he messed up the prescriptions or something for this girl, and he goes like, Mr. Whatever, he messed up the prescription. He's like, no, and just started wailing on him and made him deaf.
Yeah,
See, this guys, everybody's wondering why I'm talking about it because it's audio related. He can't hear out of one ear.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
they just used to beat up kids back then. It was just like even on like in the movie and everything.
Yeah,
Nobody said, "Oh my goodness, that's not even his own kid. He just works for him, and he's already whooping on him like that."
Yeah, there was no stand-in for that role. That was really the kid. Look at this. This is the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen anybody say. Sorry, Kevin Master. Home Alone 4. Such a terrible movie.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever saw 3 or 4.
No, you're not missing. 4 came out last year, I think, on a Disney Plus, and it was not good. Not good.
There's a limit to that movie. How many remakes you can make of it?
First and second one I enjoyed, but not the third one was not good. Somebody said, Randall said Bad Santa. That's a good one. I mean,
I haven't watched a lot of the new ones because I know sometimes you see like a new Christmas movie come out. I just haven't watched it. I'll wait till Aaron watches and he tells me, "Hey, this one's actually good," and then I'll watch it. You're like my movie reviewer guy.
I'm your movie guide.
Yes, movie guide.
Okay.
Why
don't you just tell me the name of the movie you'd like to see? Anybody get that Seinfeld reference? No? Okay.
I got these new IEMs for my birthday.
Are those the critical ones?
Right. That's right. It was Joe's birthday at the beginning of the month. Happy belated, buddy.
Thank you. I feel like I'm too old to be like, "Hey, everybody, it's my birthday." Like, yeah, I'm not 14.
Not too old.
I know.
14 are a little bit different. You can't be telling everybody it's your birthday. If they know, then they know. That's it.
Right.
But yeah, I got these. I was just curious because who was it? I think it was Sean Olive posted on Facebook that like these follow the harm and target curve for headphones, and they were like, I looked them up. They're like $50. Like, no way. How's that? It's pretty inexpensive for some IEMs, and I thought it was interesting. How do you say his name?
Critical?
Critical? Is that it? Critical?
I don't know. I don't watch his. I mean, I know of him, but it's headphones. It's not anything I'm interested in, so I don't really watch anything he does.
Yeah, so he reviews IEMs and I think headphones too.
What are they called? People are asking.
Oh, they're called the Truthier Zeros.
I
Right?
need to throw out a link out there.
Yeah,
Truth Ear Zero.
Yeah, Truthier Zero. So yeah, they're a collab with this guy who reviews headphones, and so I thought that was kind of interesting because, like, you know, is he going to review his own headphone? And I went to look, and he didn't, right? So that's kind of a good thing, because of course, if you're partnered up and you have, some kind of financial stake, I guess you could say. I don't know what the deal is, but it could be a tricky area for some folks.
For some,
for me,
I don't know.
For me, it
I
wouldn't.
think I partnered up with this guy.
Huh? Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know.
This guy here.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking about it.
Oh, we'll get to it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, these are
a little more.
These are just interesting because I have these AKGs, which are obviously tuned to the Harman target, Harman brand, right? AKG, and yeah, I'm surprised how good these sound. At first, they were a little bit uncomfortable, is the main thing. But I used those foam ones that you're talking about, Aaron. It came with some.
Awesome. I love those little things, man. I mean, that's like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
No reason why somebody shouldn't buy those.
They sound really good. They sound accurate, and it's just surprising. What do you guys think about a company collaborating with a reviewer in the same industry? Oof. Are you guys okay with that?
I mean, yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, it would depend on if I already trust the reviewer is. Like, yeah, if I already trust the reviewer, then I probably don't care. But I don't know. I could see how it would be scary to get into. Like, I've had people ask me if I would be interested, not manufacturers, but like other people, like DIYers, and I'm like, that's okay because that's one thing, but I don't know if I would want to get into the manufacturer because I would worry more about like what my viewership would think. You know, like I feel like it's not that big of a deal to me, but I feel like my viewership would probably be like, nah.
So, yeah, they wouldn't like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what your guys' viewerships would. I don't would or not. Probably wouldn't. I don't know.
I would do it. I've been offered before, and they're like, just because I think it's a cool thing. It's a cool thing to do, right? Like I think it's fun. I do anything that I think is fun, and that's my main thing. If I think it's interesting, if I think it's fun, then I'll go and do it, right? And that's important to say because money is not my main goal, right? Like I'll go do something fun that doesn't even make money. If it's fun and exciting, if the money comes, then the money comes, but it's not the target. And so I've had somebody ask me like, "Hey, you interested in doing a speaker?" I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Isn't that going to be weird since you review speakers?" I'm like, "No, because number one, I'll make sure it doesn't suck, right?"
Yeah, exactly.
And if it does suck, I'll tell the audience what it does and doesn't do. I don't care. You know what I mean? If I'm partnered with somebody, it's got to be good, right? If it's not awesome, then it's not awesome. That's it. I think I'm the most critical of my own stuff. So I think that's what you'd have to say.
Yeah.
I would send it to Aaron and he'd put it on the Clipple, and then the Clipple says what it's going to say.
Yeah,
friend or not, friend or not. You know what I mean?
Friend or foe.
Friend or not, dude. That's it. So that's how you gotta roll. So I'm cool with it because that's how I would do it. But I could imagine some other people being maybe not on the up and up when it comes to that stuff. So
what about this question on the screen? Would you guys ever do a review on each other's setups?
Yeah. Why not?
I'll tell you right now, Joe's setup sucks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've heard Joe's setup. That was like, ugh, terrible.
Aaron's so much better.
Yeah, dude, my setup is incredible right now. You guys don't even know.
It's 0.0 Atmos.
I'm curious. I'm actually very curious to hear how your systems sound. You know what I mean? Like, all right,
mine?
Know about that stuff, right? You're supposed to, know what's up. I'm sure, Oh well,
my system would sound
not together right now, right? I can't listen to your existing system. Maybe your next system.
Right. Maybe. I don't know, man. I waffle on that because I think I could put a lot of money into a really cool system, or I could put a lot of money into trying to invest in my YouTube channel, buying, like I told you guys behind the scenes, some hardware.
Yeah.
Which I'm still hoping to freaking hear back from that company.
Yeah. I don't know. So Aaron's heard my system. Shauna, you haven't heard my new system. You've been to like my old apartment. Yeah. And at my shop.
No, I was at your new house. We didn't do a whole lot there.
No, we didn't. You didn't hear the garage theater.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. You're like, what's your favorite song right now? Play your favorite song. And I played a song, and then Gracie just starts running around the room.
Yeah.
And the problem is that I'm all the way in Alabama and you guys are out in California. Are y'all what, like 6 hours from each other, or are y'all?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, I never drive up there. There's nothing.
Right. It's not like y'all are really close either.
No.
So. One of these days we'll have to get together. Together.
Yeah. Well, you've been to my house, but you know, it was a quick thing. What?
It wasn't that quick. I mean,
oh,
give me a little bit of credit.
Okay, all right. I see. Well, yeah. What would I guess? So, like Shauna, I think, you know, I did the measurements and I did the calibration for his system, so I know.
He's like on the paper, it looks good.
On paper, it looks good. I think the subs would annoy me that they're all in one spot. Like I would want them in different locations, kind of smooth that out.
But there's not many places to sit.
Overall, I think it's, you know, the measurements tell me a lot about what the system can do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think his system sounds good. I'm pretty sure the other one here in the studio, just because it's more symmetrical, sounds better. So I finally got mine set up in here.
What did you get set up in there, Joe?
Monolith, same thing. All the Monolith THX satellites.
No, what's setup number? What's the configuration?
Oh, 7.1.4, and I have 2 subs.
Woo! And what are we talking square foot, cubic foot of this room here?
It's like 10 by 10. There's nowhere I can turn where I don't see a speaker. And actually, it's funny because I have these other speakers that aren't even being used right now. They're just for the look. You know, I got that one right there. That's not
doing anything, huh?
I got speakers everywhere. It's ridiculous.
It's just a part of the set.
Yeah.
Joe's set.
Yeah, this is just part of the set. The other ones are actually kind of hidden. Can you even see? Yeah, I can barely see that one.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, right in the corner.
There's another one right up there. I put I painted the wire black so you can't see anything. So yeah, it's good.
I see a white wire and I want to paint it black.
Did you guys notice that was the song that she was doing on the cello?
I did. Yeah.
Wednesday, the show Wednesday.
Oh yeah. And going back to that, I thought it was cool that Danny Elfman did the soundtrack.
Yeah.
So for those Batman fans out there from 1989, Batman, that's your Danny Elfman.
Or we want to go back even more, the lead singer Oingo Boingo.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Right? I think I found that out like a year ago or something.
Who could ask for more? Yeah, dude. I love that. And he did all of Tim Burton's like animated stuff too, right? Nightmare Before Christmas.
I mean, I think so. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So somebody said, without being rude, where is it? Without being rude. Who said that?
Would there be massive between all setups?
Yeah, Leon. Without being rude, would there be massive price differences between all 4 of your setups? I don't think you're being rude at all. I gravitate more towards the stuff that is less expensive because I'm trying to really find the kind of the sweet spot, like where the point of diminishing returns, right? Where is that for most people? Like when you start reviewing more and more stuff, some stuff expensive, some middle, some inexpensive, you start to get an idea like, oh, you know what? Around this price point, you can get something really good. And above that, it gets better, but not in the same way. It gets better because like the materials are better and there's a better look, but sound wise, not that much better. You know what I mean? And I think Aaron, I think you and I have both said like for bookshelf speakers, somewhere like between $500 and $1,000 for bookshelf speakers, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's
area. It's not going to get a tons of better. So I'm always looking for that for you guys because I know that not everybody can afford the most expensive, right? If you can afford a lot, then just buy, most of the expensive stuff that people like, and I think you're going to be set. But right now in this studio, these speakers here are, I think, $199 a pair for these small satellite speakers, right? So of course I have a lot of them
12
here.
of them.
So that starts to add up. But
But
we're
it's still
talking
pretty
about-
cheap.
Yeah, if we're talking about some speakers that are, more expensive than that, that is going to get even more expensive. So I'm happy with these. Yeah, I'm always looking for that sweet spot. Where are you getting the most bang for your buck?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's an example. Non-audio related, right? So this keyboard here is like $600, and then this is a Mode 80 first edition. So $600. This thing's $600. Look at this thing; it's ridiculous.
Because it goes clickety clack. What is that? What's on the back? Is that the cocaine mirror? What's
The
that?
cocaine mirror, yeah, there
Why
you
is that there?
Here's your razor blade.
Why is it all smudgy, Joe?
Because I'm picking it up. What are you talking about?
Right.
Okay,
I'm sure you are.
Look, this keyboard is also aluminum, and this is like $169. And this is pretty much as enjoyable to use, and sounds as good. It's all about the sound when it comes to the keyboards.
Yeah.
Sounds about as good as this one once you set it all up. But of course, this is what it is. So
You got the cocaine mirror only on
this
one
is
of
a
them.
nice one, So same thing with speakers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, my definitely 100% the system upstairs is expensive. But down here it's not. I have 2 amplifiers upstairs. I think they would retail for like $8,000. I think.
And then over here, what are you using? An outdoor
I'm using a whole home 16 channel by 50, which was like $1,500.
Okay, so if somebody were to have your system that you have down there in that studio, do you think they'd be happy with it?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Right? Yeah, exactly. That's
No,
what I mean.
they'd be stoked with this system. And then since these monoliths are 4 ohm, the amp is putting out 80 watts a channel to all speakers. So all speakers are getting powered equally. All speakers are exactly the same. SBS PB1000 Pro, what is that? $600? $700? Something like that. Pretty inexpensive.
I'm always trying to find like how low can you actually go when it comes to the amplifiers? Like,
and we're not talking about limbo.
Yeah. How bad? So like these are like, this is extremely inexpensive. Now we're talking about, this is Fosse Audio. This is a 4-channel amplifier, right? It has, 4-channel amplifier. Look at this thing. I have 3 of them right now.
3 of them.
Under here. 3 more, so that's 12 channels, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're $80. These are $80. They play loud enough here?
So 80.
They're not making any noise when they're off. They're actually they're all on right now, but they don't have sound coming through them, and they sound good. So I would recommend them. You know what I mean? Before this, I had the $3,000 Parasound A52 Plus under my desk.
So for $240, you're powering 12 speakers, whereas the $3,000 one was only powering 5 speakers.
5. It was hot. I couldn't scoop my chair in all the way because it was right there. You know what I'm saying? Like if you drop it on your finger, you're probably gonna hurt yourself pretty badly. And these, I have 3 of them stacked, just hanging under my desk on this like little cradle thing that you can pull out. So that's what I'm talking about. Measurement wise, probably not gonna measure as well, but I don't care. Like they sound good. If they sounded horrible, then I'd tell you guys, like, these sound like crap. But yeah, I think you can get a really nice system for pretty cheap. Anyway.
Yep. Yeah.
The only thing about these you got to be careful of is quality control. So there's a reason why one of them is sitting out here.
One doesn't work.
Right. That's what you pay for.
They are 3 out of 4. There's
3 out of 4.
75% of the time, they work all the time.
Yeah, that's right.
There's some stuff did happen this weekend in AV. I was invited, but I was already booked to DJ a wedding.
Oh, yeah.
The Value Electronics short throw, long throw projector shootout happened with I think they had Phil Jones as the MC. Yeah.
Nice.
This all happened in New York. Yeah.
I was actually invited and I forgot to reply back.
I responded to him like a few days prior. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for the invite. I'm sorry. I'm already booked to DJ. So
I think he might have emailed me on my birthday. So it's kind of like lost in the shuffle. Like, thanks everybody, thanks. Oh yeah, so I'll have to respond. But so what happened? What happened? Any what's the result of that?
I don't know. He said to go check out Shane's video. So,
Oh, so okay, it's on there.
I think so.
Okay, I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, I have. We've been inundated with a whole bunch of snow, so I haven't been able to do a whole lot. We got 30 inches of snow on Saturday. The storm went from Saturday to this morning, or Friday to this morning. Yeah. Very challenging. But that is what happened.
What? Yeah.
I wish you'd you know, if I wasn't booked, I would have loved to not have been in town for this storm. So that would have been cool. But
I wonder if they did the thing where like they compared the single laser versus the tri-laser ones.
Oh, I don't know. Because
I saw another projector shootout where the one that I have, the BenQ, what was it? I don't know which BenQ do I have. BenQ ultra short throw, it won the single laser one. It's the least expensive one. So that's what I always am rooting for, the one that's least expensive. If you haven't noticed, you know, low price is always a good thing.
Yeah.
What you call it?
So here are the 5 projectors that they had.
Okay.
They had a triple laser. Here, let me bring up this.
Bring it up.
Okay, so they had the AWOL LTV 3500 triple laser 5500, Epson LS 800 3-chip LCD $3,500, Hisense PX Pro triple laser 3400, and the LG HU 915 QB triple laser 6500, and the Samsung LSP9T triple laser $6,500. Who do you think won? Who do you think won before I scroll down?
I don't know. The LG and the Samsung better win at those prices. AWOL is kind of a weird name, isn't it?
Yeah. Absent without leave. Is that? is it a military?
Yeah, that is a weird name. That's a company name?
That's
AWOL LTV 3500.
All caps.
Because it goes on a wall. All right, then. I'll see myself out.
Let's see. There's some technology. The setup. Okay. Judges. Brett McCall, Phil Jones, Shane Lee, he was there. YouTube channel owner and enthusiast. Oh, look at this is what it looks like.
There's a lot of different colors there, huh?
Yeah, I know. This is either this was real easy or real hard.
I actually have one of those color checkers.
Oh yeah.
None of those look.
Here it is. Oh, here it is. LG, the winner. AWOL number 2. AWOL got 2nd overall score.
Let me see what this AWOL is.
Oh, I think I can click on this.
AWOL Vision. Is this the company that wanted to send me one? I think so. Let me see. I don't know. I refused to review one of them.
After that one, here it is. Triple laser, 3500 lumen, ultra short throw projector. This is it. AWOL. Whatevs.
What else? What else? Oh, we got a super chat here. What's that about?
Hi, Finest.
What's up? Thank you.
Thank you for the super chat, $9.99. Fellas, MultiQX has identified my front stage as small 40 hertz crossover. There's a peak around 50 to 60 hertz in the sub response. So the 40 hertz seems to flatten that out with the 12 dB per octave slope. Sounds right and tight. Thoughts?
Right and tight. I'm going to have to think about that. Front stage is small, 40 hertz. Okay, so that's pretty low already.
That's really low. I mean, I hope the speakers can handle that. That's the first thing I thought of.
A lot of times, if it has like boundary gain, as long as it reads at like, minus, I don't know what they're using, -3 or -6, -10, I don't know. But as long as it sees 40 hertz, it's going to say it can do 40 hertz.
Yeah.
It's not testing to see what'll happen if you turn it up at reference.
Right. That kind of stuff scares me when you start reading things like that.
Yeah, you have to kind of be smart about it. There's a peak around 50 to 60 hertz in sub response. Okay, so the 40 hertz seems to flatten that out with a 12 dB per octave. Mm,
I mean, knowing nothing else, I would think if you can use EQ, just knock the peak down and then cross higher.
yeah,
That's what I would think you would want to do.
yeah,
I don't know if you
Y-
can.
yeah. Only reason why you want to crossover lower than you have, I usually choose 80. So the only reason I would choose lower than that is, let's say, if my subs actually needed help, right? And if I had some floor standing speakers and they could handle, let's say if I had my subs for some reason based on the placement, hypothetically speaking, let's say they weren't able to like play 70 hertz, well, for whatever reason, but my floor standing speakers could. That's the time I would say, oh, you know what? Let the floor standing speakers handle 70 hertz. But other than that, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Did you see
he's got
what
the
speaker? Yeah,
he's got the fancy speaker.
Yeah,
he's got
there
some big
you
boy
go.
speakers.
He
So
should be good to
that
go.
makes more sense. You're probably okay then.
You're good to go. I've
And then
heard
if it works for you, use it, man.
Yeah,
You're
do it.
ultimately the final judge. That's the thing about stuff like this, man. When you're like talking about your system to somebody who's never heard it, I mean, it's like you don't know until you know. Like how good can the system sound? Well, I don't know until I've heard something that's better, or heard somebody have a shot at making it better.
Mhm.
Just don't know until you know.
Yeah, and you just gotta
That's a shout out for
experiment.
Joe's Magic.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? Experimentation is huge. I always recommend that people just try different things. Like, let's say, for example, if you, is that me? Yeah, that's me. I made some money. Now, what you call it? If you have a speaker, let's say your subs and your main speakers, they can both handle all the same frequencies, right? You may want to try 40, crossing over at 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, try all the different ones and see how it sounds. Like there's actually a difference that you'll notice even if the microphone measures similarly in both situations. Like when you listen, you're like, oh, I understand. I understand the difference in sound when you cross over higher. Have you tried that, Aaron? Like just
I've
choosing
tried
a
all sorts
higher
of
and
stuff.
lower crossover point and just seeing like,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
kind of weird,
ultimately,
right? Like how do you
especially when
explain that?
like especially when you're not at the helm. Like you're basically given whatever the room gives you, or the
Mhm.
speakers and the room, and then you're trying to let your AVR correct for it somehow. Like if you're at the helm, and if you spend the time, which I find a lot of people don't, but if you spend the time to really move subwoofers around and measure and try different crossover settings and try different slopes, try different phase orientations and things like that in the software on the amplifiers themselves. But it takes work, and you kind of got to know what you're doing, at least to some degree. So,
John, you're funny, bro.
Why?
John, I see you. Like, is this a good time?
I'm no, because I would just go. I would run Audyssey, and then I'd go to the subwoofers and go click, 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 click. Yeah, that should be fine. And then
Done.
there's this big whole bass boost. And that's right when you were saying you got to know what you're doing. I'm like, man, I totally didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
Well, I knew I was just making it louder.
Well, it's not easy to experiment either, right?
Mhm.
It's not like it's built into your AVR. It's not like you can go there and say, "Hey, let me test out different things." It's hard,
Right.
Yeah.
you
And
gotta.
then, I'm not the like best at like playing pink noise through a subwoofer and be like, oh yeah, that's right.
You don't like to
Yeah.
do it?
That's chocolatey right there.
Fun, man.
You use the Moog, huh?
Yeah, use my synthesizer. It's funny when you get really low on the Moog. They just do clicks and pops, and the subwoofer just it's so crazy. Like after doing that with the PB4000, for like half an hour, like I was nauseous. Like I was just because I was standing right on, like I put the synthesizer on the subwoofer, and it was probably my mistake.
You're trying to recreate the THX or what?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Let's see here. What else we got here? Oh, somebody's asking you about your 462 endgame unit.
Oh, I missed it. Hold on. Let me come back. Where was that at?
Same
HiFi.
person, high finest. Yeah.
Nope, not yet. Actually, like I don't know how much I'm at liberty to say, but yeah, I'm supposed to be getting that to review. And the person that I was working with, basically, I was told that they were no longer with the company. So I guess when that person left the company, things got shooken up a little bit. So the person that took their spot asked if I could wait a week. So that would be the end of this week. So I'm hopeful, but I'm hoping that I can also. I'm not going to say too much. You guys know. I'm hoping I can get some other stuff to maybe go along with allowing me to actually review that. And I'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
Congrats
These
to
guys.
Bodie McBoatface.
What happened?
Bodie.
What does he say? Where is he at? Bodie. Oh, yeah, right here. My son, his new wife just stopped by to tell me that I'm going to be a grandfather. That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
You did it.
You get to do all the fun stuff.
And there's a gender reveal. There's
well, you don't have to take responsibility for all this.
Oh yeah,
actual parenting stuff. So
you could be the cool grandpa.
Yep, you just get to do the spoiling and all the fun stuff.
Yeah,
congrats.
Well, if they wanted ice cream for breakfast, like, well,
sure, why not?
Also pizza.
Super chat. How do I say this? How do I say this, Shauna? You're good at saying.
What? Why you got to be like that?
What do you mean?
What are you trying to say?
What do you mean?
Is it Rasik? You get it now?
Oh, you're funny, bro. One time I'm like, hey, do you want to jump on this call? You're like, why? Remember that one?
Yeah, because the dude was an Indian guy. Came in with some jokes. Boom.
I know. You steal the deal. You're like, what are you talk Chana? I don't know. We're talking about some food stuff. Anyway,
yeah.
What is this?
Rasik, any thoughts on future of multi-EQ versus Dirac, since Dirac is now supported by Denon?
Yeah. That's a good question. I would say, having used both, so price, we have to talk about price. So multi-Q X, I believe you're talking about, is $200. Dirac is going to be what?
349, I think.
Okay, so $350 versus $200. I believe that Dirac does the better auto calibration. You know, none of them are perfect, what I would consider like the best. But Dirac does a lot of things really well. Multi-QX allows the user to do a lot of stuff, though, right? It just gives you a filter bank, and you say, if you know how to use REW, you can get really crazy and do something really good. And in my opinion, even get better results than what I can get with Dirac in certain ways, right? I would want actually both of them, but so it's tricky. I don't know what's going to happen because I don't know. What do you think is going to happen? I have no idea. I'm not good at predicting what's going to happen with other companies.
Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, Dirac has some new stuff coming out too, right? Or did they announce that yet?
I don't know. I saw some stuff leaked. I'm under NDA, but there's stuff leaked. Yeah. There's stuff leaked. So I can only point to the public stuff. Yeah. Or wait till CES. So CES, we can talk about it. But I don't know that Audyssey will go away, right?
I don't think so. I mean, if they're baked into like Denon Marantz, so they're probably going to be there for a long time.
Yeah, I'm sure there are going to be a lot of people who get one of the less expensive Denon and Marantz products. They're maybe going to buy the $20 app, and they're good to go. They're happy. Right? Am I going to work for Audyssey? Nobody can handle me. Nobody. They can't.
Joe work for somebody? No.
They can't handle me. Right, Chana? Am I?
No. Yeah. This guy.
Unemployed.
Got a turntable question here. Fat Freza says, just got a AT Audio Technica LP60X, no counterweight. Internet says it'll destroy my records. Thoughts, especially Mr. DJ.
I'll leave that to you. I used to have an LP60, not the X.
Yeah, not the X. That's just a newer one, I think.
I just bought it because it kind of looks like your Techniques ones.
Yeah, my Techniques. I still have my original Techniques from 2001. They're in the closet over here.
1500s or
1200s, yeah.
1200s, that's one. 1200s.
I sell 1200s. The M3Ds with the little reset button. Those are awesome. And they're in like pristine condition because back when I was DJing then, I didn't have to bring my equipment. I would just bring my needles and my records.
Ah.
Now I have to bring like all kinds of stuff.
Is that how you rolled? You just the needle?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude, I was DJing at the Variety Arts Center for this big USC party, right? They had 4 floors going, and I played like 9 to 10 in one room, and they're like, "Hey man, the DJ that's coming into the main room, he ducked out. We can't contact him. Can you go play in the main room from 11 to midnight?" I was like, "Sure." So I'm just walking through with 2 needles in my hands, and because I didn't have the cases for him and my records in the left. And I'm like, excuse me, DJ coming through." And just holding my needles in my hand. And I played for like, I don't know, like 600 people in the main room there. It was pretty awesome. But to answer your question, yes, you're going to need a counterbalance, right? So basically like the tone arm, which is this thing right here. You see that?
Oh, shoot. I never saw that.
This is the needle. This is the kind of needle. It's the Ortofon nightclub needle is what I was using at the time. So this is a tone arm right here. This is a Techniques tone arm. See, it's picking up the music in
your
blood.
veins.
Yeah, see that? Right. Anyway, yeah, so the tone arm is going to be pointing down like this. So the needle's going to be rubbing into the wax, right? And sometimes it doesn't do that. Like sometimes if you mess around with the counterweight, right, you won't even get good traction because the needle will be up a little too high. So surface area is what you're looking for when the contact for the needle and the record are happening, right? Whether it's a spherical needle or an elliptical shaped needle, those are 2 different things. Like I would use, since it was dance music and I wasn't scratching, I would use an elliptical needle. Some people only roll with the spherical needle. A lot of scratch DJs use that because you want to go backwards and forwards, right? So yeah, depending on the needle, like you definitely want the counterbalance. I'm sure you can get one on eBay if your turntable didn't come with one and use it. And I actually have a video on how to set up a turntable on my YouTube channel from like years ago. So you can check that out too. But yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there's that.
Look at you know a little bit about everything.
Hey.
Boom, 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 boom. There's a question here, Leon. I started there.
Leon Musk.
Leon.
Based on the price conversation, what one speaker would all 3 of you choose to do a 714? I already have that.
Nope.
In this little guy. This little guy, $200 a pair. Yeah. That's why I have one extra because I'm using 11. So this is the 12th one just sitting here. But that's in this room. Anything larger?
I'm using that one too. Yeah. I'm using it too. That's what I'm using all in here. But it's for a small room.
Yeah. I don't think that I would use the same one for. And it would depend too. For example, like if I had the ability, the means to do what I want to do, I would probably go in wall for everything.
Yep.
Honestly, and we've talked about this before, and I've explained to you guys why. But just for Leon, if he didn't hear it, basically, I just like the idea of not seeing any speakers. I just like that.
Makes sense.
But good ones aren't cheap, and you have to build a dedicated.
Cheap ones aren't good. Is that what you're?
Do they have in-wall concentrics? Because I'm all about concentric. Do they have some nice in-wall concentric?
Actually, let me come back to what Chana just said, which I get the joke, but at the same time, expensive ones aren't good either.
Yeah, I know.
I know. Ironically, the ones that were like $2,000 or $3,000 each were some of the worst ones I listened to. So,
Slim says, "With the lights off, I don't see my speakers." That's right. Leon, these are the.
I just like not seeing anything.
These are.
It wouldn't be possible in this room though. So like, there's here. There's
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like it would totally depend. I mean, if I had
it's not an easy question to answer.
It really isn't. For me, it would just be like, oh, are we shooting for like unlimited budget? I can do whatever the heck I want to do. Like I wouldn't even know where to start then. Mm-hmm. Or do I got $10,000 in a 12 by 12 room? Yeah, those are
so things. Real quick, are there in-wall concentric speakers?
Yeah. Kef makes good stuff.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Kef, I would gladly run Kef stuff, and I've even looked at it. It's just for me in my current situation, I'm looking at building a home, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do what I want to do. So,
right. I think my ideal would be in-wall arrays, like floor to ceiling.
Oh yeah,
I really wanted to go arrays in-wall all the way up for every speaker.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
like Martin Logan did with their new architectural speakers from the last time I was at CEDIA, which is 2019, I think. But they're expensive. They're like 20 grand a pop for each array. Leon, he's talking about the monolith, the monoprice monolith THX satellite speakers.
Yeah. I haven't reviewed these THX 465s that they're mentioning in here, but are those ones he's using? He says somebody said he likes those. Tristan. Okay. You know what? This actually leads to something real quick. You guys know, not real quick actually. Let me take that back. I've been doing a lot of testing with sounds just because I have the system and I'm trying to make sure it sounds as good as possible. And of course, because this is kind of like a studio setup, it's supposed to be for creating stuff. I want to make sure that my system is accurate, and placement is a big part of that. And then I started thinking, Aaron, I hope you have an answer for me here, because I couldn't figure it out. Okay, so here's the deal, right? When you pan something in Atmos or almost any panner, doesn't have to be Atmos, but typically there's angles that correspond to speakers, generally speaking, right? So like 0 degrees straight ahead, well, that's a center channel. Okay, that's easy. Everybody knows that. I'm going to skip left and right for a second, but 90 degrees is typically, you pan 90 degrees, and that's going to get you to your side surrounds. And then 135 is going to get you to your rear surrounds, right? So if you're looking at a square, 90 degrees, and then the bottom corner is 135. Now, okay, here's the tricky part. Left and right on these panners is 45 degrees, which kind of makes, so it's 0, and then 45 degrees is hard panned right. Minus 45 degrees is hard pan left, right? So you can imagine somebody moving it. Okay, I'm going to hard pan something to the right. They put it to 45, right? So if I'm trying to set up my speakers to have the correct angular accuracy, kind of like what you were doing with that isotope thing back in the day with a song, you could see the vectors, right?
Right.
I guess it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Okay. So hard pan is 45 degrees on this panner, and I don't know what the person who's making it is thinking, but I'm kind of assuming that they're just going to follow where it looks like it's going on that panner. Right? It's supposed to be a visual representation.
Right.
I'm not even talking about Atmos where it's a cube. I'm just talking about a square.
Yeah. I know.
Okay. So hold on a second. Every recommendation for left and right, though, is 30 degrees.
30 degrees. Yeah.
So what is happening?
What does it mean? What is it?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I hadn't even thought about that. That's a good question.
Well, that screws with my head though, because
I get it. Yeah. And you know what though? There's probably some simple answer, and we're like trying way too hard to come up with something.
I mean, like when we were messing around with it, I even told Joe, I was just like, maybe they just didn't care about that's the other one, and they just did their own thing. Like
he Reverend Slim knows. Well, we talked about this for a while.
I mean, the question is why stereo 30 degrees, right? Like why? And I remember studying this a long time ago. I say studying, looking into basically this, but like trying to understand, you used to have 3-channel audio. And then at some point, manufacturers realized like consumers, didn't really want to pay for that additional 3rd channel. So they just dropped it and they just went with stereo phantom centering. But yeah, I don't know why it's 30 degrees off to the side. So I'm actually kind of curious to see if I can find anything about it.
Yeah. So that's
dude, there's a thread right now. I'm looking on Gearspace, which is for those of you who don't know, Chana probably knows the website. It's an engineering website. Yeah. So somebody is asking history rationale behind 30-degree monitor triangle, and then why wouldn't plus minus 45 degrees from center line make more sense? Somebody says
you found it.
Perhaps people aren't machines. You were thinking about this from a purely mechanical point of view. They did a lot of testing over periods of time to try and determine the optimal starting point. And I think it's important we keep fact on these recommendations are just that, starting points. Oh gosh, I don't want to read everything.
Yeah, well, let's put it this way. I have mine at 45, right? It's easy for me to just move these. They're right here. I can just move them, 30 and 45. And I don't see any issue with 45, right? And so I spent an entire night trying to find the answer. And it seems to me like it's just like that's what they use for stereo. The recommendation was 30 degrees. They went to, 5.1 or, Pro Logic and 5.1, and they wanted to keep backward compatibility. It seems. I could be totally wrong.
Right.
But even, I went back and did a search on Floyd Toole's book, because he mentions the ITU standard. And it just seems like, they did all these tests, right? So where should you place the speakers for the best possible like sound? And the crazy thing was like they always started off with a starting point. Your stereo speakers are at 30 degrees. At no point did it say in that particular book, I'm sure maybe in the study, but in the book, it started with 30 degrees and then they placed the surrounds in different places. And it's like, how about 30 degrees? Why doesn't anybody ask if that's still optimal? Because it seems like
from what I'm reading, it seems like most people are kind of culminating on the or what's the word I'm looking for here? Anyway, they're centering on the notion that I guess a lot of different angles were tried, and then what happened was that if it was wider than plus or minus 30 degrees, then there was too much of a hole in the sound stage. But then there's other people in here talking about how stereo recordings were made or are generated, I guess.
Is that still useful when you have a center channel, right?
Yeah, that's another. I feel like that's probably a separate topic altogether. Classical stereo theory applicable to recordings made with crosspairs coincident microphones suggests that for optimal playback, the speakers should be placed 45 degrees to the left and right of the stereo center line, subtending a total angle of 90 degrees. By the way, subtending, never seen that word before in my life. I like that.
I like that.
Fix that into my regular vernacular. But in many living rooms and dealer showrooms as well, the total angle is only 45 degrees or so. Many books, blah, 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 blah. Preference may depend on the recordings you play. Yeah, this may account for American preference for,
it's usually
a stereo file.
So it's usually 22.5 to 30. That's the range, right? 22.5 to 30 degrees in one direction, right?
Yeah.
So total 45 degrees to 60 degrees between the two speakers. I think some of the stuff that I was reading was also saying that it has to do with trying to keep the sound on the screen, like on the front. We want it like on the screen, and also it has to do with maybe the angle of view, the field of view, or I don't know what they call it.
Yeah, sure.
For the screen, right?
For the people watching,
optimal screen angle, and so you're trying to keep everything like on the screen this way. But what doesn't make sense to me though is if the mixer thinks he's panning 45 degrees, right? He's going in a circle. Let's say he's going in a circle. All right, he's trying to go to 45 degrees. Well, your speaker's not at 45 degrees, but it's hard panned to the right, let's say.
Right.
He thought it was 45, but your speaker's at 30. It's going to sound like it's at 30. It's not going to sound like it's going to be at 45.
Right. Well, I mean, that's that cone of confusion stuff, right? Or circle confusion stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's what trips me up. And I think that's maybe what Trinov is able to do with their remapping. They're like, okay, well, we know it's supposed to be over here, so we'll play the sound somewhat in between we're going to use a little bit of your side surround. That's where it is, so you have the right hand.
Jed Presley says in a 7.1, if you use 30 degrees with the fronts, each speaker is exactly 60 degrees apart. There's something else.
What are you saying? Because here's another thing that I found that was interesting is in some of the recommendations for a theater, they have like speakers right in between the left and the center, right? Like left center, right center, and those are at 30 degrees. Left center, right center at 30 degrees, and then you have your actual left. Looks like it's more. They say
at like a 40 or 45
plus 15. It says whatever that is plus 15, so that'll get you at 45. And those are not wides; those are just actual left and right.
One left,
for a theater. So anyway, this is
that's a good question. I like that. It kind of makes you think a little bit. I mean, it kind of like you have to understand, and I'm not saying I do, but I feel like to answer that question, you would need to understand why did it start that way And why did, like, I think that's what you're asking, is why has it not
Well,
changed?
here's another thing to think about. A555 it's 30 degrees, so that the triangle you get is a triangle of 60-degree internal angle, right? Because that's an equilateral.
Yeah, he's talking
triangle,
about
60,
equilateral, right? That's this old stereo thing, but
Right.
we're talking about we have a center channel, we got all these other speakers all around us. We're trying to create a circle, we're trying to create a bubble of sound. Is that still the best 30? Because now you have a big angle between that and your side surround. And I think that's
right. Well, that's why the front wides come into play.
And then people are saying, "Oh man, the front wides make it sound so much better." Well, yeah, because now you can kind of phantom image of the correct angle,
like left or right speaker. Interesting.
I don't know, but that was tripping me out.
Yeah.
And actually, in Floyd Toole's book, in one little part, he always like slips in a little something. He's like, "Yeah, recommendation is this, but why don't you try wider?" He kind of just throws it in like, doesn't hurt to try wider, because if you want it to sound wider, try it wider.
That's what I like about Floyd. Man, I remember I emailed him one time about something, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but I was basically like, maybe it was the Bose 901, and I said something like, "Oh, the speaker measures like garbage, and the tonal balance is just terrible, but it's a cool speaker." And he replied back, he was like, "Did you like the speaker or not?" Ultimately implying that it's your choice, right? And I like that about him, because even though the dude literally wrote the book, he understands that you can still have a preference, even if it's not a perfect speaker. You still may like the speaker for one reason or another. It's not. I go back to saying this every time. There is no perfect speaker. There just isn't a perfect speaker. There's always going to be a trade-off in SPL or dispersion or linearity or something. There's always a trade-off. Or looks or cost, for sure. I think cost is kind of an easy one, but I have people ask me all the time about different speakers, and it's just like, yeah, I mean, you could have two speakers the exact same price, and they're both great speakers, but they can still sound completely different because they're good in their own right for this particular reason. Like maybe one's more narrow and the other one's wider, and you like the wider one in your room where somebody else likes the narrower one in their room for whatever reason. There's no right or wrong answer. Again, that gets back to just knowing what the data means. Not saying it's the end all be all.
I think it's important to note that he said in the book that it's science in service of the art. He didn't say the other way, right?
Right.
So he's using the measurements to figure out what is it that you're going to enjoy.
Exactly.
When people say, "Oh, listen with my ears," we're not saying one or the other. The whole purpose of the measurements is to help explain why you like what you like. They're not separate, It's all about, you have to like it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure out what is it that you like? Why do you like it? That's what we're trying to find a correlation. So if you don't understand the measurements, then that's the thing that I don't like, is sometimes people look at the measurements and I don't think they understand enough about what it means.
Right.
And so they're making all these choices based on these specific things. Like, that's not everything. You know what I mean? You have to understand what is what. I would rather have a speaker that has more bass, that's less linear, than one that's like perfectly linear, no bass.
And that's a choice, right? Like
that's
perfectly fine with that. I get bothered when people say, these two speakers measure the same, but they sound different. I'm like, well, then they don't measure the same. Like it's that simple, right? Like you're not talking about everything. And plus, man, the simplest way to get around that is, I don't know that I've ever measured two speakers from the exact same model speaker. I don't think I've ever measured two speakers that measured identically. They're off by a little bit. Even raw drive units can be off by like a dB or more if they're from a crap brand with poor quality control. So you can't say that if they measure the same, they sound the same. Number one, they probably don't even measure the same.
Look at Ike trying to.
Here, let's get into some questions over here.
Okay, let's go.
Kersey Tibak.
I know your
Tibak. I don't know. Sorry if I butchered your last name. Which Avery would you guys pick? Denon X3800, Pioneer LX505. I have both of them. Pioneer's biggest issue, and I ran into it yesterday. I hit the setup button to get into the menu, and nothing happens. I had to unplug the thing, wait 30 seconds, plug it back in, and then the setup. Then I could get into the setup menu, change settings. There's that one. Crossovers, you're stuck at 80 hertz for all of them. And then the good part, 11 channel processing, Dirac Live, and you've also got pre-outs, 11.1 pre-outs. The Denon 3800H, pretty awesome. They are giving you Dirac Live, but you have to pay for it, $300 on top of it. But that is the newer one out of the two. You have more flexibility with your crossovers. You got more flexibility in a lot of different ways. But it's like $200 more, I think.
So which one would you pick, and which one would you recommend to who?
If you're just if you don't really care about the crossovers, you know, because the Pioneer sounds great. I have it in here and it sounds great because it's running Dirac Live. And I'm not using the internal amps, all 11 channels externally powered with these little speakers. And the Denon, shit, man, I could go with either. In this room, I don't really care about the crossovers. I have them at 80, done. But upstairs, I'm gonna play around with them. So, shit, I don't know.
The X3800H though does give you the ability to pay extra, get that multi-Q X if you want to get some advanced tuning.
Yep,
you can do that with the Pioneer. I guess
you're kind of just stuck with it.
You're stuck with a great auto calibration, though.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
So yeah, it's not like it's not like a lame-o. Now, speaking of being stuck with it, moving on over to the Arcam AVR 11, I'm kind of stuck with it in go or no go. Sounds great. Dirac Live. You can upgrade to Dirac Live with bass correction, or bass control. My only thing was the HDMI handshake with the cable box. And if there's some sort of if wifey can't watch the TV, I'm getting a text message or a phone call saying, why is this not working? So, you know, I'd say go, sort of. It sounds great. There is a little bit more setup, and it's not as slick as the new Denon X3800H menu. Yeah. When we're talking about small rooms for these speakers, Poncho asked, what is the American perception of a small room? Very, very, very good question, because
I don't even know if it's American. I mean, you could talk a friend in New York City that has a small, studio apartment versus me in Alabama, where land is a lot cheaper.
Yeah. This room here is 11 by 14 with 8-foot ceiling. Yeah. The other thing Tim Perry says, what's to say again?
Would you consider that small?
This is
based on your own.
This is actually the largest bedroom in the house.
Okay.
So I mean, it's not small.
Yeah, I think it's probably a medium-sized room. I would say. Some
11,
rich person would say that's small, but
1,140 cubic feet. So, when we recommend these speakers, it's for a smaller space because they're recommended for 1,000 cubic foot, right? So, but overseas, this is a huge room, right? Could be, depends on where you live, of course. And Tim Perry's right. The Denon X3800H does have Oro 3D. The Pioneer does not. Yeah. He says large in Manhattan is like 150 square feet.
Reverend Slim, house in Alabama was $82,000. He told me that. He told me that. I'm like, what do you mean 82? 82 what? Yeah, $82,000.
Yeah.
What do you mean $82,000? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
That's a big movie.
Movie room is 23 by 12 by 8. We got a lot of house here. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's like what I have upstairs, but that's like the dining area and the living area.
Those are the kind of prices you can just ball out and just, here you go. Here's all the cash.
Yeah, my last setup was either 26 or 20, maybe it was 27 deep, 14, maybe 16 wide, 17 wide, 17 wide, 26 deep, I think. So it was a big room, but it was above the garage. But my next house won't have that.
Those ones are nice.
Unfortunately.
What is the best way to connect a turntable? I'm running a Yamaha RX V2085 514. Well,
to
answer that question, boom. Wait, here who is?
Oh, There you go.
Hey, Youth Man is in the house.
You got a new setup. He's looking.
Dude.
He looks like he's in the same office as FOMO. Doesn't it look like?
Yeah,
kind of does.
almost.
I like his YouTube thing in the background.
Yeah.
I've got to get all new lighting and stuff, but it's a work in progress.
Yeah. Mike, can you turn up your mic, please?
Mike, turn up your mic.
Let's see.
Mike, hey, don't worry about it. Mike balls out on camera gear now.
Check.
It's a new mic.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Mike. Yeah. There we
All
go.
right,
There we go. Mosin, to answer your question, can you guys see what's on? Oh wait, no, here I gotta add it. There we go. All right, here's the back of your receiver. On this very left side here is the phono input, right? It's got a left RCA, a right RCA, and a ground screw. This is where you plug in your turntable, and then you select the phono input, and that's it. There it is. Easy peasy.
Ta-da!
Ba-da-bum.
Easy peasy. Yeah.
Do you want to tease what we're up to? I almost forgot. You know.
No.
Almost.
What's Michael been up to? Because we didn't get an update.
What's
from
up, Michael?
What's up, Mike?
Well, we've been, me and a friend of mine are starting to install an 85-inch TV in the living room. Haven't had a TV in 15 years, which is crazy. So most people have, a TV in the living room. We just have always had the theater room. And so that's where we watch content. So we're going to put that in there. Jessica wanted a new cabinet because we've had our cabinet for a long time. So we bought a new cabinet that'll accommodate that. It's about 90 inches wide.
Do they have the feet like at the very edge of the TV?
So I haven't mounted that. So
Okay.
we're actually going to mount it on the wall.
Oh,
And
you're
I'm
mounting
like,
on. Oh, so
yeah.
you just wanted to kind of line up.
Because
okay.
the other one was, think about it, it's probably like 50 inches. So now you got a
big ass TV, tiny little thing underneath.
And plus, it was so old school. I bet I paid $50 on Craigslist a long time ago. So she's like, I want something kind of cool. And so it's real pretty. It's real nice. Looks kind of current. And so then we're going to, yeah, bro, come on, man.
That's why I typed it. I didn't say it. I typed it.
That's pretty funny, to be honest with you. But yeah, so been working on that. The office, I had a big desk in here that just really wasn't conducive to what I'm doing on YouTube. So sold that. Guy picked it up yesterday. I've got a standing desk now. So I built that. Just trying to work on this room a little bit. I've got to get acoustics in the room. We're going to enclose this because it's just really
That's that open area that people keep walking around in the back.
Yeah.
that's whatever.
So all I did was switch this around. So
Okay,
that way is what everybody used to always see. So that's my front door and my daughter's room and the kitchen and the
Dude, I
dining
remember
room,
like your daughter had like
bathroom.
3 friends come by or something. I'm like, what is going on?
Like, what's up,
there?
Dad? So,
Yeah.
So, and then the next step, I thought I was going to have it ready tonight, but when I was cleaning out the office, we threw away 3 bags of stuff inside the desk, like boxes and just things that I didn't necessarily need. So I'm trying to be pretty minimalistic here, but I had the chargeable, what do you call it? The dummy battery.
Yeah.
For my I say my good camera. So the Canon M6.
Oh, you still have that? I thought you sold that.
Oh yeah. No,
all right,
because here's the thing. If I do a home theater tour, I want to make sure especially if it's sponsored, I want to make sure I have a backup. So I carry this with me, but it never gets any use. So I'm thinking, let's put this bad boy to use. This will be my new camera instead of that crappy Logitech. But I threw away the cable that connects to this. So I ordered one today. So I'll have that ready for next Monday. So just trying to,
then you have a place to come and sit, turn on a camera and start recording.
That's what
instead
I'm
of
trying,
having
Yes.
That's what this whole thing. I've been here doing this for years now.
Turn it on.
I mean, so this is my light from the theater room,
right?
And that's the light from my theater room. And so I want to get it to where it's just, like you said, walk in, hit play, let's go. You know, whether I'm recording, I can even do some small unboxing on the desk, maybe get a little overhead mount down here. So that's mainly what I've been up to. And this is kind of cool. I was on a Zoom call today. I shared this with you guys. I was on a Zoom call today with one of my patrons, and he lives in Dubai, and he's going to be building a home theater. He said it'd probably take him about 2 months to build it out. He's on the 51st floor of this like penthouse overlooking the city, and it was cool. I asked him like, what his daily driver was, and because I had heard that in
Bugatti.
Dubai, they, the police officers drive Lamborghinis over there. So I'm like, is that true? He's like, yeah. I said, so what's your daily driver? And he said, he drives a Tesla Plaid. He loves that because it's got all the tech in it.
Mm.
And then he's got a he has a Ferrari and a Rolls, but just super, super nice guy, man. And it's so wild just to think about the opportunities that are, kind of opening up, and just some really fun things. And dude, his passion is crazy. He's doing a Trinov. And I think I forget how many bed layer, maybe like 9 bed layer, 12 subwoofers, 6 Atmos speakers.
12
so
subwoofers.
Well, the reason is he's using 4 subwoofers for kind of like the low frequencies down to 10 hertz. And then he's using the other 8 for his individual speakers. So he's going to make those full range, like pairing a subwoofer with each speaker. So it should be a really interesting setup. I think he's running about 180-inch screen, I believe.
Did they crash into his condo in Fast and Furious?
That guy.
Yeah. So just a super nice gentleman, man. We had a great conversation today, about an hour, and so I'm excited for him. And he was telling me all about it and what he's got. He's done a lot of research. He's doing
like a youth man's life. Home theater for rich and famous.
Yeah. So the cool thing though is I feature all of them. I had somebody mention the other day, they're like, I like the old youth man. You're starting to like just review high-end stuff. I'm like, that's kind of interesting. I just reviewed the Heiko speakers. I've got some clip speakers in the garage. I've got a OSD subwoofer in I'm like, really? Like, I do a little bit of everything. They see that I begin to review some high-end stuff. And it's not even like crazy high end.
Okay,
and
so
there's stuff way more expensive.
Which reviews or which theater tours get most views? The
big ones, yeah.
The crazy ones, or not the affordable.
People relate more to the affordable, but
people want to see the cool shit.
Yeah, YouTube.
I want to see the cool shit.
YouTube pushes it out a lot harder when you do a big cool home theater, especially when you do like a montage video at the beginning, like, hey guys, today we are checking out this and this, and he's got a 50-foot boat, and they're going, that's gonna be cool, So
we're gonna take a look at the most average home theater that you've ever seen.
That's right.
And you're gonna be very lukewarm about it.
Yeah, and he bought it all at Costco, and it's just gonna be rad. We're actually gonna take a trip to Costco,
Yeah, that's
like, me and Joe did that. We went to Walmart.
You did.
Y'all did do that. That was a good video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like what Michael was saying, like some people are like, hey, are you doing any headphone reviews? I'm like, yeah. They're like, are they expensive? I'm like, because they are. I mean, these were $1,700. I reviewed them last year, and then another company sent me some new ones that are also $1,700. So it's kind of
nice.
It's very nice, but it's hard to like be like, well, I mean,
gotta make it worth your time, or what?
You can buy a fucking 55-inch OLED if you really, for the same price of the headphones. So it's kind of
but here, I guess here's the thing though, is that certain people find value in certain products, right? And certain people are willing to spend $3,000 on a pair of headphones, and if they want to spend that, great. So I think, I have no problem recommending these. I have no problem recommending those back. Yeah. It's always
there. Stop.
Watch. Hey, mark my words. When Youth Man has a different, like some expensive pair of headphones, he's changed.
Yeah.
You better watch out.
These I wear those most of the time, but tonight I'm like, man, I'm running late, so I'm just grabbing what I've got. I'll put those on because I just got that little headphone stand back there. I wanted something that kind of stood out a little bit as far as had some contrast between the HiFi Sandaras. So they're just black. And so I didn't want to get like a black stand with black, and then it just doesn't really do anything. So
yeah, no, I actually have like 4 of those stands. Those they're just behind this area. Because I actually had a whole bunch of headphones in here. I'm a DJ, so I gotta
Sure.
I got a whole lot of headphones. That's all.
But I think it's cool that, I mean, we get the opportunity as content creators sometimes to review a variety of stuff, and the reality is, yeah, this product may not meet your needs. Let's say it's $100 pair of bookshelf speakers because maybe you're looking at really high end ones, but then down the road, we review some mid tier or high tier or whatever. Aaron, you've reviewed some really expensive speakers, Chana, Joe, me. I mean, we all have. And so I think it's one of those things that the more things we can review, that was one of my biggest criticisms when I first started the channel, is people were saying, man, Michael, you really should review more, like a variety of stuff, not just this clips, and I just reviewed what I knew and what I had available. And then over time, more brands were willing to work with me. And so, now I review some higher end things, but it doesn't mean that I'm going a different direction. I'll still have no problem reviewing.
The youth man sold out.
Yeah.
The home theater tours are now international.
Exactly.
Right.
Man.
Yeah.
right.
It's like, what does that matter, man?
Keeping up with the Jones says Jonesell wants the least expensive, best sounding headphone. Yeah. So actually, right now I have what are these Sony XM3s, not even the newest ones, because these have the best noise canceling for airplanes.
Yeah.
These are some open back Philips SHP 9500s, inexpensive, probably under $100, but they're open back. So if I need open back, I got those. What else I got? I got for like pretty accurate AKG K371s, Harman target curve.
You guys are best.
Right. So, and here's the thing, you may say like, oh man, he doesn't know what's up. I've had Focal Stellias.
Yeah.
Focal.
They were gifted to me.
Yeah.
$3,000. And they were just too expensive. Like I couldn't. Where am I going to wear those? They're heavy, and they sounded
Dude,
good.
you know what?
Really good.
I used to shit a brick when I took these headphones with me to work.
Yeah,
and I still
didn't feel comfortable.
even though these ones have a case, every time I take them to work, I'm like always worried, and I'm the only one there, and I'm just like, somebody gonna take these?
Yeah,
Like, a random person gonna run in here and take these?
That bear's gonna want them.
A bear, yeah, exactly. And look, I have these beryllium headphones, $300. Still haven't opened them.
No.
So like,
Now, who's that one from? Oh, the KLH. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those look sweet, man.
FA9. So how much are these IAMs? Okay, so these are currently $500. These IAMs, 500. These are 50. I'm using the $50 ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm always just trying to find the sweet spot. Like, how
Yeah.
If somebody
can
save money, then that's always a good thing.
I like these because they're super comfortable. These are like $30 headphones. They have a name, but I can't even remember the name.
Yeah.
I really enjoy these back here, the HiFi Man, but I can't wear them for over maybe an hour because they are heavier. And the biggest thing is I've got glasses, so they push. That's almost exactly like mine, but they push against my glasses over an hour, so it starts giving me a headache. So, but I like the way they sound.
Yeah.
So Kenny asked where you can get the headphone stand, like anything on Amazon. They're about $30.
That's what I did. I just Googled and I just tried to find one that had a look that I like. There's some silver ones.
Yeah. There's tons. There's tons.
Let me tell you this. Go to Etsy. I think I'm hooked on that place.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why, but I went
custom.
I went to Etsy and there were some dudes that they would 3D print like a Spider-Man. And I'm thinking, oh, that would be dope. But then I was like, I can't paint worth a crap, because you got to paint it yourself.
You got to paint it, yeah.
But that would be cool. So there's some creative stuff out there. They can even put I saw some that had you could do a neon sign in the middle and it says Youth Man or whatever. And so there's a lot of places you can get some inexpensive headphone holders.
Yeah. Stands, holders. There's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
Kurzy's hilarious. I suddenly have an urge to know all of Chana's DJ gigs. I don't take these headphones to DJ gigs. I have specific DJ. They're only $350.
No.
Those are the cheap ones.
See these guys, they got some.
Oh, Tristan, you're something else, man. So I'm getting a headphone stand made out of recycled Lamborghini hoods.
Yeah, all carbon fiber, baby.
I love it.
Yeah. How about Chana? You want to talk a little bit? Before the show, I said All right. So what are you not gonna talk about? Because you like to just say everything. So we got.
Chana spilled the. You talking about the magic beans? He's gonna spill the beans.
He's gonna say
The
everything.
magic rice
gonna-
and beans.
He's gonna. I saw that earlier. That was
That's
fun.
hilarious. Do you have a graphic, Joe?
Spill the
I
beans.
don't have
I have a
on this
graphic. I don't have any graphics. Why don't you just? So okay, Chana and I have something coming out. We're gonna announce it in what 3 days? The 15th.
Yes, 15th. Thursday. Thursday, 11 p.m.
11
Is it
a.m.
11 a.m.
11 a.m.
Was it
Chana's gonna
11
miss-
or
he's gonna
11:30?
miss
I
the,
forget.
It's 11.
It's 11. Oh,
It's
did I
11,
put
yeah.
my shit wrong on my
It
website?
better be there. 11 a.m. Pacific.
Thursday, we are announcing something very, very special that Joe and I have been working on.
They are starting an
How long
OnlyFans.
have we been
folks.
working on this thing?
I don't know, man. At least like 6 months. I mean, we've been talking about. So basically, what happened is Joe needed some help, right? And out of all the people in the world he could have asked for help from, he's like, "Hey, Chana, can you help me with this?" And I was like,
Yeah, I already
dude.
feel like you're gonna spill too much. Or,
"I got you.
you
We're
know,
not going to spill the OnlyFans collab.
spill the beans.
Right? Everybody says it's an OnlyFans collab. Oh man, OnlyFans duo. Yeah, we'll be the dynamic duo on OS.
Oh man,
Fantastic.
What can we say? Well, I can say what our goal almost always is.
Yep.
With this is we want people to have the best possible experience. Right? I think
Mhm.
that's really
Yep.
My goal is always to help somebody have the best possible experience and hopefully spend the least amount of money. As you can tell from all of my choices and headphones and speakers, what's the best you can get? Spend the least.
Right.
I think that's it. That's what
Right.
we're trying to do.
And
think
you
we
know,
did a good job.
everybody has a home theater and everybody, you know, dials it in a certain way. And we just want to help you make sure you get the best experience out of your home theater. And you've spent so much time, energy, money, you know, all that. You're watching our YouTube channel. Somebody said in one of the comments here, Tim Todd said it. This is a dangerous channel for the bank account. 2 new monolith satellites on my mic stands, 4 new height channels, 1 new subwoofer. Yeah, spent a lot of time.
See,
And
we
we
have
want to
a
make
system
sure you guys. What's that?
We have a system here. Like I bring them in with a low price, right? Aaron makes sure the measurements, right? So he gets it from the objective angle, and then Chana brings it up. You know, like, hey, just spend a little bit more. That's all
Yeah,
right.
what's
And then
another $200 per
we'll
speaker?
do a tour of like some expensive system with like some ridiculous. So we'll move you right along.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Remember, this is a home theater thing, or just like this audio thing. It's a journey. We're never really finished. I'm sure there's going to be something in like 6 months or a year. I'm going to be like, damn, I want that in my living room. I'm going to be like, well, I got to get rid of 10 other speakers before this thing happens. So yeah, it's going to be really cool. We've been working a lot. I take 2 computers with me to work, to my night job, and you should see some of my like Instagram stories or my TikToks. There's just like 3 mice on the table, like, you know, like these, like computer mice, 3 keyboards, four damn screens, and I'm just sitting there like, yeah,
I
a lot of work going on here.
Yeah, so stay tuned. I think I have a banner here. Let's see. So I put up my link. We're gonna live stream on my channel and on Chana's simultaneously. So go to either mine, go to his channel, doesn't matter. We're gonna see all the comments here on StreamYard. So either way, you know, we'll be able to get to you. So December 15th, Thursday, 11
We're
a.m.
gonna tell you what it's about. We're gonna do some Q&A, and yeah, we're going live. Woo!
Aren't you working? Aren't you working doing like a night shift? So
I have a graveyard shift that night. So I'm gonna try and sleep from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then be ready for the live stream.
We'll see.
You're gonna, you know, maybe I'll have a couple glass of wine too to help me.
Is that gonna help? A glass of wine's gonna help you stay up?
No, it's gonna help me be more loose.
Yeah, just be chill.
I mean, I guess I
We're
could
really
get some
excited
Red
to
Bull
announce
vodka. I'll change to an RVV for the stream. But yeah, Thursday, 11 a.m. My channel or Joe's channel. Yeah, it's gonna be great. I think you guys are gonna love it, and I can't wait because I've been dying to talk about this shit for months now. And Joe's like, no, don't say shit. I'm like, oh.
Well, maybe if they join Patreon, those guys always get a little bit of a.
Oh yeah. Oh,
They
they
always
got a
get a
sneak
sneak
peek.
peek.
Was it last week I gave him a sneak peek? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you just
Oh,
throw
yeah.
it in there.
And I can't say anymore. Otherwise, I'm gonna start.
Yeah, it's at patreon.com/daily HiFi. We have an after show that we do, and a lot of times Shauna gets real loose over there, a little too loose. So you want to be part of that?
He's a loosey goosey.
Dude, I promised somebody else was gonna open up the phone line, so I think
Junior OG.
Junior OG.
Yeah,
Junior OG. Nobody else, but if Junior OG is here, yeah, you can call in. I think it was probably regarding the 30-degree versus 45-degree for stereo or for left and right.
Yeah, you gonna call with the answer?
Yeah, I hope so. I hope somebody comes with the answer. So there's a number. Call in if your name is Junior OG. If not, then I guess you could beat him to it. So anybody can call in.
Are we set up? Did you do it?
Junior OGs from Europe, I think. Okay. So I don't know what it's regarding, but there it is. Anybody can call. Do what you got to do. All right. Anything else? I think I have everything on my list that I want to talk about. Linked. Oh, yeah, there he is. Junior, he's from Europe. What is it about Junior OG? Is it something interesting? You're going to ask an interesting question. Ike says he wants to be on. Should we let Ike on? He texted me the other day. Like,
let's take a vote.
That's what we were doing.
I think we should take a vote. Ike, if you don't get 3 or more of us to vote yes, you can't be on the show. I'm serious. I think the way it's gonna roll.
Well, I've got to go to the bathroom, so just let me know when you're voting.
Oh, Michael and Aaron, both of you have met. Have you met Ike in person, Shauna?
I have. Yeah,
You
I
have.
have because I met him at Cedia. He was our driver, man.
Yeah, he was driving him around.
We did a home
Was he
theater
driving from the
tour.
back seat? Because he's tall. He's like Hightower.
We did a home theater
Lisa
tour. He is a very tall dude. But Ike's got a really cool setup. He's got a beautiful home, beautiful family, really cool home, beautiful face, beautiful voice. So, but yeah, he's got a cool home theater setup and very DIY, budget friendly. So, super excited for him, man.
Oh yeah,
yeah. See, DIY, budget friendly, and you did a tour of his setup.
Absolutely, man. I love showcasing that stuff. Yeah. You know, because people relate to it, but also like seeing these really. Prime example, in 2 or 3 weeks, Brad and I are flying to Louisiana. They're booking the flights they were looking at flights today. So we're doing a home theater tour of I think it's about $500,000 Star Wars themed home theater. This thing is decked out. It's going to be fun. Yeah. So lots of cool opportunities, man.
Very good. Yeah. So he's not calling it. So I don't know. What's going on?
Chief Stadium.
Am I even set up here? All right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm set up. I am set up. Yeah, man. I'm ready. I'm ready for the 15th. I'm gonna see what's gonna happen here.
Yeah, there's a lot of work went into it. I would say a lot of sleepless nights, but I'm already up in the middle of the night anyway. So.
I pulled a bunch of all-nighters.
He did, for sure. I tell Joe, I'm like, hey, let's work on something on Monday, like around 10, 11 in the morning. This is Sunday afternoon. I'm like, don't do an all-nighter. I don't hear from Joe until like 2 p.m. before the show. Hey, man, I did an all-nighter. Fuck.
Juan says, has any Hispanic employer ever reached out to you for home?
That's what I was just about to reply. I don't really know people's origins. You know what I mean? Like their nationality. I'm a real bad, like just trying to figure out like is he Cuban? Is he Hispanic?
Like Filipinos, though, for sure.
Filipinos.
Michael doesn't like Filipinos.
Whatever, dude, man. Joe's cool. Wayne's cool. Everybody I met in the Philippines, man.
Wayne, what? Wayne, what's his last name?
Brady.
Pomposa. This is a cool name, man. Pomposa.
Yeah,
Did I say Wayne Pomposa?
yeah, I think you said it a couple times.
Joe said that. He's like, dude, I think you said like Wayne Pomposa 100 times in that video.
It's a fun name to say, right?
It just flows really well.
Like I don't know, it's like Coca-Cola.
Yeah, man, just smooth.
Rings.
But yeah, I don't think I'm trying to think of, man, I've probably done 40 home theater tours over the past 4 years. So
Wow.
I couldn't tell you if any of them were Hispanic or I don't know. But I'm totally cool with that, man, dude. I'll review anybody's home theater.
Look, toward this guy's. He's got a $2 ghetto theme system.
Yeah, dude, let's do it. The hardest thing,
Clearly,
honestly,
it's a joke.
Yeah, the hardest thing is a lot of people say, "Hey, I'd love for you to come out to blank." You know, they got to realize it costs money to get there. While I'm there, I'm not doing stuff that I need to be doing here. So typically, I just try to find some kind of sponsor. You know, a brand that's represented in that home theater that says, "Man, we'd love to feature that." You know, silver ticket. I've done some for Seymour. We've done JTR. We've done a bunch of different brands over the years. So the local ones are definitely a lot easier because I can just hop in the car, drive over 30 minutes or an hour. That's not that bad. But when I've got to drive 6 hours one way, stay at a hotel, drive back, or get on a flight.
There's a lot at play here.
Yeah. So
I mean, and I know what you're talking about not having time to do the things you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Because this thing that Joe and I have been working on, if you
you've
guys have
hit
noticed,
pause on everything.
I haven't uploaded a YouTube video for weeks.
Absolutely.
And I got
that's what
Audyssey breathing down my neck, like, "Hey, is this review coming?" And I'm like, yeah. I actually had a whole bunch of like videos for like gifts, like gifts for gamers, gifts for dad. I have shot pretty much everything, but like that's all on hold. You know, just so it's like, so yeah, I feel what you mean. Like if someone wants you to come shoot their home theater, they got to understand there's a lot more at play. Oh, here Jayhawk says, see if you can get Revel to sponsor your next trip to KC home theater. They got
That's awesome, man. I'd love to. Tell Revel, hit me up. Let's do it. Now, Kansas City just has so many home theaters, man. I can easily see me going back there and doing another like true tour of 8-10 different home theaters because there's just so many. So good folks up there.
I'm lagging on reviewing a few things.
Me too, man. I'm so far behind.
Review a few things.
I'm so far behind, dude.
I'm backed up a little bit on some stuff here.
That stinks, man.
Uh,
do you guys ever like feel like really bad sometimes?
Dude, I've had a pair of speakers for about 9 or 10 months now, and I just posted the review.
I know.
Like not the
Sometimes
video,
I feel
but like
really
the
bad.
data.
I mean, I realize we don't
companies
have
don't
like
care.
I know we don't have an obligation like to crank something out unless it was a sponsored. I don't do sponsored reviews, but if I was doing like a sponsored project, maybe we're doing, let's say Chana reviews a Marantz receiver and he's doing a deep dive on Dirac live. He could do a sponsored video on that. And I don't see a problem with that. But unless it's sponsored, sometimes that stuff just gets pushed aside because you got personal projects that you're working on. You got family stuff going on. Then you got other fun stuff you want to do. And so then sometimes it's just hard, but certain things just kind of get put on the back burner.
Yeah.
Well, that's the point where like money talks sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Money talks and bullshit walks.
Yeah.
You want an 8-minute video and you don't want to give me the product and then you don't want to pay me either? Get the fuck out of here.
I love Joe's the meme that Angela found.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't have time to make you money right now.
I love it, dude. But that's true,
Yeah. So it's crazy. I want to be able to get to all of these.
Yeah.
And it's not just like, oh, who's gonna pay me right now? No, it's not that.
Yeah.
It's just my time. I don't have enough time, so I'm gonna do. I usually pick the one I'm most excited about.
See, that's the thing. I've got a product that I know they're itching to get me to finish it, and it's cool. It's okay, but it's just okay. It's not like, oh, this is awesome.
Mm.
So those kind of, like you said, they kind of get tucked away.
Yeah. I think, and you know what's also tricky is I know that they have like a kind of like a campaign. A lot of times, like they have a marketing push,
Yeah, sure.
and they want you to. They're hoping that you review it within this time. So there's like a little, you know, I get it. It's just that's not on my schedule. You know what I mean? I'm not part of the campaign.
Right.
I guess they would like me to be part of the campaign, but
I was like, I felt bad. SVS sent me the Prime Wireless Pro,
Yeah,
I
me
think
too.
is what it's called. And Nick was like, hey man, here's something going on for Black Friday. And I'm thinking in the back of my mind, I'm sorry, man, but it ain't getting out before Black Friday, you know. But like you said,
see, I have those too. I haven't opened them. It's just like, oh,
yeah, I want
I'll
to.
I'll be
excited
seeing
about
them
it. I think it'd be
at
cool.
CES though. So
Yeah,
I'm excited to go see what
Nice,
they
man.
got in store.
They're good folks. I
yeah,
always like them.
I wish I could just pop out reviews. I think the guys that are growing the most, they're just on it's their priority.
Yeah,
Get out the review as soon as possible, and so the companies like it because they are on schedule. I get it. I get it. It's just sometimes you got to do other things, and what Chana and I are doing, I think, is the most important right now.
Yeah, I agree, man.
So nobody else is going to do what we're doing, whereas somebody else will review this, so they'll be fine.
Yeah,
I'll get to it.
they're going to be okay.
I mean, I don't know anybody that's going to Dubai to do a home theater tour. So
What,
I'm okay with that.
You're the
know,
only
I am.
one.
I'm
Mike
going
is
to
the
now.
only one that can do it.
I'm doing
There's
it,
nobody in Dubai that can do it. Mike's got to be the one to do it.
I'm doing it, man.
We got the best of the best here. That's all I.
I'm coming to you, man. Nobody's gonna buy a daggum Clipple and put them speakers up on the thing, but that dude right there will.
I don't know why he. Yeah,
You know?
he's crazy. We got the craziest people here. That's what we got. You want the
crazy
craziest? We're all here.
Yeah, you want to see crazy? Tune in Thursday, 11 a.m. to see some crazy.
Oh man.
Sean, just spill the beans. Pull a Tom Holland. Oh man,
Joe's beans.
Okay, dude.
Spill Joe's beans.
100%. This has nothing to do with what's Iron Man dying. It has nothing to do with that. Okay.
Oh,
Iron Man does not die.
Yes,
Hey,
exactly.
Hey, guess what? While we've been sitting here talking, I got an email from the company I was telling you guys about that I was trying to partner up with, and they're going to give me a shout this week about a potential partnership.
Awesome, man.
They forwarded it over to his regional sales engineer.
Yeah, dude. Things are opening up for you, bro. That's awesome.
Positive news.
After this, don't. I want to know more about that. So don't cut out right away. I want to know.
Okay.
Should we?
Let's go.
And for today, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure hanging out with you guys here. It is the Daily HiFi podcast. We do this every Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah.
That's 7 p.m. Eastern, right? I think so. 4 + 3. Yeah, that's it. If you want to hang out, you want to hang out with us in the after show, make sure you go to patreon.com/dailyhifi, become a patron, and you will get the link for the after show. If you like, however, to listen or experience this podcast audio only, make sure to go to anchor.fm/dailyhifi to listen and subscribe up there. On behalf of myself, Aaron, Michael, and Joe, we will see you guys next week. And of course, Thursday, 11 a.m. We're bringing the crazy. Woo! Yeah. Woo!